Hey, Doc.
Hey.
Who are these guys in front of us right now that we're watching?
I don't know, but it's the losers bracket, so I think there are a couple of losers. That's mean.
Wow. Well, one guy looks like he's in Lorne Warfare. And then the other guy just looks lost right now. It also might be Andy and Aussie, which might be one of the best loser bracket matches you're going to see.
Yeah, especially this early. Yeah, this is. I mean, I don't think either one of these guys really need much of an introduction, but it's definitely two of the best runners we have.
So we got Osse101, my partner for the 2v2 SMZ3 tournament that we actually won, by the way. Just humble brag. And then on the right we got Andy. Interesting to note, both players got carried by their respective teammates in that tournament, so it's pretty cool to kind of see them face off now. Just to kind of who carried the most or who got carried the least kind of matchup right now.
Yeah, what happened to your team right after the co-op tournament finished? I forget.
What?
In your solo matches, how did you guys do? Like immediately after the co-op tournament?
We're doing fine. We're both making brackets. Why?
Oh,
you want to break up? You want to break up the news that you like God visioned Aussie
I did.
in your tournament
did.
match? Okay. All right, guys. Apathy Duck gotta win. I know. Bust out the champagne. I didn't think it was gonna happen either. You know, not memeing, but it did happen, and he did take a dub off my boy Aussie. So it was it's a pretty good start. It's a pretty interesting tournament. And but we're gonna focus on this tournament, and again we got two really good players here, and I don't really see that very often when I start off my comms, so I kind of mean it.
Yeah, I mean it's going to be a really good one. These guys are so even. It's just going to come down to who makes the right calls. Like I hate to minimize it enough, but I mean you're going to see a lot of fun gameplay. Like I said, two of the best guys, and it's just going to come down to who goes to the right spots. You know, like it does with Rando a lot.
Did it say time to Medio Ganon? Is that a Final Fantasy joke? I feel like I've been had. I don't know what Aussie sprite is, but it looks like a golden cheese, like maybe very Wisconsin hunk of cheese there when he opened up his map. I didn't actually see what the crystals were, did you, by chance?
No.
Okay, there we go. We got, I believe it was Red Pendant, Hera, Desert Crystal, and then Eastern was a pendant. I think I said Red Pendant. I meant Red Crystal. Hera, by the way. Also, I'm Solski, by the way, and joined by me in comms is Apathy Duck. I don't think I did that part of the intro.
You said "Hey Duck" at the beginning.
Well, I introduced you, but I'm doing a formal introduction now. So.
I think everyone knows everyone here.
I don't know about that. You never know. You gotta trust, and you gotta treat it like, you know, it's someone's first commentary stream that they're watching, and just to kind of get like that healthy introduction. Because some people are like, I don't know who's talking. Is it Andy and Aussie? I don't know. Their lips aren't moving, but they might be talking. I don't get this right now, right? So.
And he communicates with his eyes, his deep, luscious eyes.
Moving forward, both runners kind of caught up. Aussie did take a little bit of a bump there at the beginning, but Andy, you know, had a little bit of a flub himself, so pretty much dead even. We're gonna see this a lot this stream.
Yeah, I mean it's you know, standard. So just gonna have pretty much standard movement throughout all of Escape. Although normally you don't have boots, so it's a little different. But these are both Randomizer pros, so they're used to being in these situations as well. But yeah, they're pretty much frame for frame here, which I expect for most of it. Although Aussie not doing the low percent approved strat there, losing a couple frames.
And what's the low percent approved strat?
The sword clink. Oh, they both had boomerang.
Oh yeah.
Low or hundo, because you want to skip that boomerang, but for different reasons, obviously.
I'm like what you would call a speedrun idiot. I just know how to play the game fast. I don't really know a lot of the in-depth knowledge that Duck will know. So if you guys have any questions in chat about like speedrun stuff, Duck's gonna be able to answer it, and I'm just gonna kind of look pretty. You're not seeing me right now, but I'm gonna sound pretty, I guess, instead. Am I sounding pretty right now, by the way?
As pretty as you ever do.
Okay, thanks. Yeah, so pretty standard stuff going on right now with the escape here. So our runners are gonna be able to start with a sword and boots, as you probably already kind of caught on to. So that's really cool. I think a lot of the randomizer people love that. I love that. I don't know about you, Doc. I don't know if you did this tournament, but
No, I didn't play in this one.
I can't
But,
believe it.
I'm a big proponent of having boots. As you get them early in the speedrun, and like so much of the game and the speedrun and all the strats is just based around having boots. Like, I feel like boots is the #1 skill you have in this game. So just taking that away, like, I'm a proponent of having boots as early. I like the I think the idea has been floated around a little bit to have like logicless boots where you can't bonk for items, but you still have all the movement abilities. I think that's a pretty good compromise for Randomizer.
Yeah, they do have that as kind of like a pseudo boots option, but yeah, this is just the regular old, hey, we're starting with actual boots. So all those logical implications are going to be at play. So they're going to be able to bonk the library early. They're going to be able to bonk that bonk rock. They go into desert, it could have some stuff, but yeah, we'll have to wait and see how that kind of plays out. I don't think I've noticed really a big swing in like getting those early boots leading to progression that much, but we'll have to wait.
Yeah, I mean, the other big thing is having the sword. Like, having boots without sword, you really can't leverage the boots because you're going to dash into everything. So, yeah, boots and sword is going to give you the most, like, normal gameplay right out the bat, and I think it rewards, you know, high execution players. I mean, you can see, like, you know, Osse's a really good player, but Andy's been playing Randomizer and speedrunning this game for pretty much longer than anyone else in this tournament, you know, and... You know, he's ahead by a couple, you know, maybe like a second here, which is about all you're going to get out of Escape. But yeah, you can really see just Andy really knows his stuff. And it looks like nothing is in Escape. The other good thing about having boots in a standard start is you don't have to worry about farming for bombs. So it does also take that little bit of randomness out of the beginning. You're always going to be able to clear out the back of Escape. Nothing, besides the have the standard stuff, nothing important. Red Boomerang could have been important for Ancilla, but because we have boots, we could just water walk there, so it doesn't really matter. But it's nice to have a boomerang.
So I want to call out how good those escape times were at 504, 508. My best time throughout this tournament, no practice, was 514. So a little bit faster.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure sub 5 is possible, like under like ideal circumstances.
Yeah, it's like
with boots.
With mirror, you can get like 4. But Resident
hammer right off the bat too.
There's those boots coming into play early. Resident, you know, 10 escape champion Airy was just getting some crazy times.
Yeah,
you know, I'm pretty sure I saw sub 5 or 2 from him without the mirror. So it's pretty good, and you know, there's a lot of cool strats I was seeing, like, you know, like maybe spin speed, stairs, and here and there, right? But it's really nice
and a pearl. We're already a glove away from Dark World access here. But yeah.
Do you like early Dark World access? Like, right?
Man, I haven't played anything besides.
No, what is that? No, that's so bad. Did Andy check that?
I don't.
Oh no! Why would he not check that with boots?
Yeah, there's always the bait.
No.
If it's not a boot start, there's always a debate whether you should check. I don't like checking without boots because it couples in with the boot checks really nice. But with a boot start, there's no reason not to do it. So that's that's a big.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, the fact that like Andy is not going fast enough he would be this far ahead in the seed here that that he could have possibly checked that. That's just I wouldn't be surprised if he goes back to check that, but I mean, it could be if Swamp's not a crystal. I mean, it could be a hover seed, right?
Yeah, so. But like Hookshot's such a powerful item, right? It could be your East Death Mountain, Dark World Death Mountain access point.
He just needs a bottle.
Yeah, he just needs a bottle and just with a bug net as well, and fairy source and all that time spent, right?
But yeah,
unfailed hovers, etc., etc., etc.
But yeah, I kind of like early Dark World. I just always hate like just running around Light World to find the one last piece of thing, because like maybe your opponent went there. Like, let's say it's in Eastern or something, right? Maybe your opponent just went straight there. So I like getting early, and you can, especially with boot start and with that hammer, like you can go straight into Thieves Town. And for these guys, 3-heart Thieves Town is nothing.
There's a little bit of speedrun tech there, just with that spin speed from Andy, to kind of utilize those blind hut stairs and be able to just kind of quickly dash through Kakariko. Pretty slick stuff. I never did it once in my matches.
It's
rip.
We were saying how good these players are. It could be this game is going to be more or less decided in these first 4 minutes if Annie never checks that hook shot.
All right, let's not just toss away the race already. You're gonna bore everyone, Duck.
I mean,
then you're gonna have people calculate like how many times Aussie's console needs to reset before Andy can catch up.
I mean, Annie does have that good plot armor, so you know.
Like, is it like I was joking with it before. Is it like Costco sized plot armor? Like, what do you think?
That thing is like gilded and gold plated, and I don't. Like,
it's a custom order. Okay. Yeah, he just blinked to us. He's communicating with us right now, chat. He's not actually, but he just acknowledged the plot armor joke. He's giggling right now. He's holding it in.
Flippers really are so far the only thing that's opened up anything not in the first sphere. Like Hammer does nothing until you have more stuff. Same with Moon Pearl. And we did get a 300 rupees, and he's already at 700. Aussie's at 622. So I kind of expect going to South Shore, do mini Moldorm, and do all the Zora checks. A lot of times you want to put up Zora because you don't have that much money early, but these guys have been just getting tons of it. So fully expect a beeline over there. There's just so many checks. There's what, 6 in mini Moldorm, and then like another 5 with the Flippers checks.
Something like that.
Yeah, so it's 11 check. Like you're not gonna get anything close in value to that. And we do have Eastern Pendant, so you may want to. You probably when it's Eastern Pendant, I like putting it off for as long as possible because I'll just go ahead and do Eastern with the hope that I just never have to come back.
It's still just like, I guess, inflates the amount of checks, like you said, that you have in Light World, right? So it just opens up more options to the game. We see that lamp there in Lumberjacks. Aussie might be tempted to just kind of go for the hookshot at this point because he does have the Pearl. He will have Flippers. He will have Hammer. He has basically West Darkwood access now.
Yeah, it's not
knowledge.
I mean, like we said,
I could consider making the play. Like I think he's going to. Let's take a.
Yeah, maybe. With having everything and knowing you have that also, you know what? That could be your logical Darkwood access too, because that's hookshot that gives you access to Thieves' Town. So yeah, I definitely think this is the correct play, just to go ahead. It does look he's going to do. I mean, South Shore's pretty valuable too, and then it's like it's never going to get faster. I mean, maybe a flute or something. So you could spike the glove here, and it could just be a hookless seed, in which case you just lost 5 minutes for nothing.
Yeah, I guess it could. But again, just seeing what we see now, I think Aussie's doing the right play. Like, I would be really tempted just to go for Darkwood access through Aga right now, but I think he's making the right conservative play. And look at Andy with the anti-clown defense. He's going to go ahead to early Gina here with the boots. I actually really like this play with the boots. It's a really free check, honestly, because you're not walking this. I feel like when you walk it, it's big feels bad, but dashing feels pretty darn good.
Yeah, you also get the scout over here, so it's not just 1 check, it's 2, so it's a little bit more valuable. I'm so used to playing SMZ3 and I have to kind of recalibrate. Like 30 seconds in SMZ3.
I don't want to talk about SMZ3 right now. Trust me, my seed this afternoon was not great. When's the last time you
got silvers? That's actually huge. That's a huge payoff. Like for not being progression. That just gives you a ton. That 100% pays you back for the time investment. Now, granted, you can do that later. Like Aussie could do that later and still get silvers and just spent less time doing it. But Andy basically didn't lose anything by checking Eastern or checking Desert. Excuse me. But yeah, I think what Aussie, like you were saying, going straight to Aga, like you're gonna come do South Shore at some point anyways. It's not really gonna be faster. Like, what's the likelihood you just skip South Shore in total in the seed, right? So I think it definitely makes sense doing this before Aga. Glove could always pop. And we've both had seeds where it's like, oh, it's definitely Aga or it's definitely this, and then all of a sudden you just get like, I've had seeds where I'm 100% sure it's Aga, and there was like Hammer in like Dark Cross or something. Like, oh, well, never mind.
Yeah, I mean, we can spin tales of like what we thought was gonna happen, and it doesn't happen like all day long, kind of thing, right? But I think stats wise, we know that what we know from both players, like Darkworld's probably the right play through Aga. But again, we'll have to wait and see how it plays out. Andy's probably going to be more like apt to go Sash Eastern here. Aussie could go Sash, or he could just cut it off and say, you know what, I'm just going to go in.
Yeah, I'm saying
OSD.
I think the South Shore is fine. For Aussie, I think going to Eastern is probably a bit much before going to Aga.
Yeah, for sure.
Because the Eastern you don't necessarily have to do. It's the South Shore. You're gonna do South Shore at some point, but like Sasha, you can couple in a pod if you have mirror and blah 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 blah. Like there's a lot of stuff you can do.
Hey, so I think I finally have a name for Aussie Sprite. I'm just gonna call him Wizard Mario. Are you okay with that?
Sure.
Okay. Magic Mario?
That's fine.
Magic Mike? Nothing? Okay. Hey Duck, it's your favorite play, the bottle and the fountain. You love that play. Duck's brain is like permanently frozen, guys, on like speedrunner mode. So anything that's like time consuming, even though there's gain from say the bottle there, that Andy's now gonna be able to use the hover minus a was it a bug net? He just does not like. He's anti-fun, is basically what I'm trying to tell you.
That is true. But yes, that is honestly my biggest problem in randomizers, where I go like, this is like 3 frames less efficient if you did this other way, and it's like, yeah, but it's randomizer and you don't know where you're going, so it's actually all these other benefits are huge. All right, and here, this is Aussie turning up to this Aga play, just like we said, so definitely makes sense.
Honestly, I can see this play before Sash Eastern anyways, regardless of what's in Lumberjacks. I think, you know, a Sash play would be fine, but I think an Eastern might be a bit much at this point, but yeah. Definitely with that knowledge of the hook shot. He knows Dark World's looming here through this access. He knows the hook shot's going to be rewarded to him, so might as well just go and do it now.
Yeah, the thing is, like, since he's 1 off of Dark World access, I'd be more likely to go to, if I didn't have Hammer here, like I just had Moon Pearl and Lamp, I'd be like, yeah, okay, let's go Sasha, let's go Aga. Just being 1, again, it's so easy to get that glove to pop in Eastern. And I mean, it could still be there. You know, we're acting like Aussie's 100% making the right play, but we could have a glove in Eastern, and Aussie's gonna dodge that forever if that's the case.
I like how Andy's like deep in thought right now. He's like,
It could be glove in Eastern, or it could be something random like Kane too, right? That Aussie might be likely to miss. So.
The worst would be Bo, honestly. Let's be honest.
Well, the worst would be. I mean, yeah. Again, I'm not trying to make up Cape.
Oh, there's the tell right there, the Cape Sword. He knows. Yeah. He knows it's Aga.
People always like, oh, I have 2. It's like, that's not how the logic works. Like, the logic puts one thing in, and then it just is in. It doesn't like, oh, it's the double hint. Like, that's not a thing. But being human, it's hard to ignore it, though. 90%
of the time it is, but yeah. See, there we go again, guys. The randomizer brain versus the speedrun brain.
What?
Duck's like, you know, I have Master Sword and Cape. It could be Aga access, but maybe I have to go to Pendant Eastern and find my glove. And then I'm like caveman rando brain. I'm like, ooga booga. I got Master Sword Cape. I have to go, you know, I have to go Aga. Even if I don't have Lamp, Dark Aga, let's go. Like, that's just how we're gonna work, guys. Sorry.
Oh.
Oh no, he's got the heart. He's fine.
He's got the heart. He can get hearts in here. Aussie not actually doing the, he has the boomerang here, could have just done the NMG strat, which he definitely knows, so.
I also like how he's adapted the double beep. I really like that from him. Strong play.
I've gone full vanilla in my, everything is set to default.
I'm shocked. You don't say.
I think I'm the one person who uses normal. Like there's the trollers who do like double, and there's the people who hate the beeps who said, I'm the only person who leaves it at normal. Like, no, this is fine.
You know, if all the ALTTP speedrunners still played rando, they would probably all have your setup. Just like vanilla Link, regular beeps, red hearts.
There's still a bunch, still Ari and Blaine and all of them. And
but they're like the new crowd, though. I'm talking about like the old dogs, the old crowd, right?
You mean Andy?
I think I think there was more speedrunners in 2017 for A Link to the Past than just Andy. I don't know.
No, I'm saying he's part of that class.
Yeah, I get that, but I'm saying like there was way more than just Andy. Though.
We do have double green hearts today, though. That's interesting.
That is interesting.
It's not actually interesting.
It's not.
All right, Azure uses normal. Thank you. Now I respect Azure.
I thought he used like the HD link though. Huh.
Yeah, but you're just saying he uses normal heartbeats.
Oh, normal heartbeats. Okay. I would laugh if it's just like you could turn beeps off. That'd be pretty funny. I don't know if that's actually an option or not. Well, Andy doesn't see it. He just said something I can't repeat on stream, unfortunately. And he's gonna go to Haka at this point.
Yeah, I mean, he's probably not even thinking hookshot. He's just thinking like, oh, it's gonna be like either pyramid or you know, maybe early in pod, which would be pretty gross. But
yeah. So
yeah, so he may the fact that he hasn't seen this hookshot, honestly, he might dip pod right away, where Osse's more likely just to go get this hookshot and then probably go to Thieves Town, depending what the crystal layout is. We don't quite know yet.
He doesn't have that glove yet either, so he can't even do like Quakefish. So yeah, probably just pyramid and bounce. Oh yeah, that's right. He has hammer, so he could do Hype Cave. That's right. That's right.
Oh right, yeah.
So he can maybe combo it. So on his way to like West Dark World, he can check it.
Okay, so we do. Oh, we have a pod pen too. I'm like, I honestly like with Andy. Well, Andy. That's right.
Well, Andy's gonna go. Andy's gonna go hype first, I think.
Yeah, he's gonna do the same thing Osse's doing.
I completely overlooked that hammer. Actually, that's actually.
Yeah, I mean, it could be. We could be like. I mean, Andy just. I mean, at some point, especially without already doing Aga, he's gonna check Hype Cave, or excuse me, Lumberjacks. But yeah. So I mean, pretty much the hole Andy's in is just this Eastern check, which we know is nothing. But I mean, Osse could get, if the seed dries up later, Osse may end up dipping Eastern. Well, there's the glove. So
and friends. Yeah. I can't believe Andy would do Pendant Eastern over Hype Cave, man. Shake my head.
It is a crystal swamp, so that a hookshot is 100% required.
That's gross.
Yeah, it looks like our pendants are Eastern Pod and then Turtle Rock, so that ice rod that we found in. So Hype Cave apparently, or not Hype Cave, Mini Moldorm was pointless.
So not good news for Andy. He's already shaking his head. He's like, man, I can't believe I didn't check Lumberjacks right now. What was I thinking?
I mean, it looks bad, but again,
it's
really,
bad.
it's bad. But like besides the missing the hookshot thing, all Andy really has done is he's done Eastern when Osse didn't. We've seen tons of races where someone's done Eastern unnecessarily and they still win. Like there's a lot of race left.
Right, and again, keep in mind too. I know we're used to the SMZ3 scene, but it is a much quicker game in Link to the Past.
Right. Yeah.
These are turning like 105 to 120 easy, right? So just like things like that can really swing a race pretty quick. But again, there's always time for him to go and check it. With him doing Aga, that gives them incentive to go ahead and check Lumberjacks now. So, you know, it's bad that he hasn't checked it now. I don't think it's going to be very long until he does check it. But, you know, him getting that hammer, that glove and Hype Cape, he's probably going to go hype first. I think he likes to go Stumpy to dig, and then he likes to, if he has Mirror, go up. Or Titans go up. If he doesn't, then we'll go West Dark World from there.
I think he's gonna follow Osse. He's gonna get that glove, and then he's going to go. He's gonna go to Thieves Town from Sanctuary, and on the way he's gonna get the hook shot. Basically, exactly what 100%. Osse's doing, except Andy doesn't actually know the hook shots here when Osse does. So yeah, it's about a 4-minute hole, which is not unovercomable. I mean, I think the biggest thing is if the seed does dry up, Osse's got Pod and Eastern together that he can clear out, so he might be really attracted to that whole area. Whereas Andy's already cleaned out Eastern, so Pod might be a little less attractive to him at some point. So that could force Osse to end up doing Eastern again, which would pretty much even it up. Or it's a jet seed.
So Osse's hugging the wall, so he's gonna go to the mountain now at this point. Like, there's no point in hugging it unless you're gonna go. So yeah, he's gonna go up.
Over Thieves Town?
I don't mind it, honestly. He's got Hera access. He's got logical Hera access.
I mean, I know.
Pretty quick item collections too, so it's faster than Thieves and Village of Outcasts.
And just regular randomizer, like one of the big things I'm trying to manage is my mountain climbs, especially since it's a Turtle Rock pendant I'm thinking like maybe I can find mitts and just do everything at once.
But do you really want to go to Pendant TR anyways?
No. I'm saying like I've got a pretty good option in Thievestown, and I might be able to find mitts there, which would save me a mountain climbing overall, right? Because as soon as Osse finds mitts, he's probably gonna want to mountain climb again, right? Because he knows he's probably not gonna want to do Total Rock, so he'll probably want to do Dark Death Mountain as soon as possible. So I just with Thieves being a crystal, I think I would prefer doing that before the mountain. But I mean, it's pretty close. Either one's pretty loaded, but you're very wrong, very rarely wrong to just do a crystal, especially something like Thievestown, which is not going to get improved in Go mode.
What are you talking about? You can save like a whole 3 seconds.
Oh baby. Now who's being
it could happen. It could happen, man.
Do you even save 3 seconds? I guess you skip some checks.
Is Osse going to do Spike Cave? Yes, he is. Okay. I was wondering why. Yeah, I was like,
Maybe this is him. Maybe this is him splitting the baby, where he's gonna just get his Death Mountain access. He's gonna do Spike Cave and then do the rest later. Maybe hoping to find mitts, which is not a bad idea, right? Because he's gonna have to make this climb at some point, anyways, unless Flute pops, which Flute has to pop in the seed because of Mire. So yeah, I mean, it's fine.
Did you just say split the baby?
Yes, I did.
What does that even mean?
I mean, it's a reference. King Solomon. Anyway.
I don't know what's going on.
You've never heard that expression?
No. That's
really?
why you think I'm asking.
Okay, well, I'm not going to get into biblical allegories for half of the season.
Can we please not? Like... I'm here to talk about Randomizer and Randomizer only, alright? I'm like the Hank Hill. Except of selling propane, I'm gonna sell Randomizer.
I'm here to talk about
Randomizer accessories.
And chew gum. I'm all out.
No, apparently you're talking about King Solomon and biblical references.
It's a phrase. It's a very common...
I never heard it. Not gonna lie. You just made this very awkward. Again, Duck. You have a thing of making these things awkward.
Anyways, Osse's now here.
There's the 20 rupees, by the way, so that's boots. Just so you know. I think. Oh, wait, no, this is SGL settings. Never mind. I lied.
Yeah, it took me a minute to realize.
That's a store then. Yeah, no. That's a sword then. Okay.
Here's Andy. This is gonna be a just a great facial expression if everyone just wants to zoom in on this camera right here.
It can't be Boots because of Boots unlocking the hammer required to get there. So
all right, everyone get their print screen ready.
Yeah, there's the Andy side.
That makes the fart noises with mouth.
Yep. That's his noise right there.
It's more of a horse, I guess. No, Andy's also doing
it's really good because he has like that RTX voice stuff on. So like it sounds. He makes the fart noise. Oh, there's his Titans.
Yeah, there's the Titan. Yeah.
Oh, mountain sucks, Solsky. I would never do mountain here, and just yeah.
I mean,
guys, I trust in my former teammates' vision here. And
I'm just surprised neither one. I mean, I guess you're right there to do the mountain climb, but it's just, again, Thievestown's a crystal. It's pretty juicy just to get done. You have 100%. The hammer. I mean, I guess you want mitts when you do Thievestown too, because you can do Smith sequence. But I mean, you don't have Flute or Mirror right now, so it's gross anyways. So it's 6 of one, half a baby of the other. You know.
What does that even mean?
All right, good old Moldorn. Everyone's favorite boss.
Easy.
Yeah, really easy with that tempered sword. I was hoping to see the hookshot strat. And Andy's doing the exact same. It's interesting they're doing the exact same. I mean, this isn't the most obvious thing to do. You know, especially with that hookshot, I feel like just go over to Paradox, and then you can just do this after Hera.
Wasting that fairy, can't believe it.
Well, it gives you the extended frames, right? So it's a pretty easy way to get through.
Yeah, but why wouldn't he use... Oh, he wants to use his cane for reverse, but then why? He doesn't have a mirror.
I think
It's just weird. I wouldn't just quick swap to... Whatever. Doesn't matter.
I think just in general, like Andy doesn't really need that fairy for anything. You know, he's... I mean, it's a nice safety, but you know, like if he's playing poorly enough to die, he's probably not going to win this match. Again, this is the two really top players.
Maybe like death warps could be a thing, so that could be why he just wants to dump it. But yeah, kind of a mock.
I just sometimes you use all your magic and then you go like, oh, I really wish I had magic. You know, so I guess he's got that green potion too. So I don't know.
Osse just doesn't look impressed right now. By the way, he's like, I'm already over this seed. Just let me win already, please.
This is what Osse looks like on the happiest day of his life. And on the
he smiles. Don't like robot him. Yes, dude, I've seen him smile. Have you seen him in person before?
I have not seen him in person.
Okay, well then, yeah, I have. So I know he smiles. It's fine. Now, contrary, I know he's like a rando robot, but yes, he is human. He does have emotions. It's fine. There's no comeback. See, we did it, chat. Duck is speechless. We did it.
Hang the banner. Oh, no hover today for Andy.
Also off topic. Are we playing Diablo 2 later?
Probably.
All right, good.
Going for the hover again.
This is actually it's a time save. Honestly, if you can get that hover off. There's the mirror. Okay,
yeah, we're just getting. God,
yeah.
What do we need? Cane and flute? Like
that's a pretty easy route to swamp over West Dark World at this point. I think if you've made that commitment to not go to West Dark World, you might as well put it off. Because what do they have? They have a crystal skull there too. Yeah, I would just go to swamp here.
I mean, yeah, I mean, I could see Thieves Town and then do south route into swamp. That route's pretty natural. And you have enough items left that I feel like, you know, you're probably not going to skip that overall. So that's a decent thing. I mean, swamp's pretty big. The other issue is like maybe you want to skip left side swamp, and if you've cleared more of the overworld, then you're a little bit more confident in doing it. But it looks like Osse is going to go straight there. I mean, it's definitely fine, but yeah. I mean, you got swamp you can do now. You have ice palace you can do now. You might want to avoid the ice palace because you don't have the red cane for icebreaker. So either save that for go mode or with red cane, especially with red cane being one of the few things you need left overall. And what are looks like our red crystals are skull and
Andy was incredibly confused. I was wondering why, and then I realized he's trying to open the big chest without the key. So resolved. He didn't know if he had the key.
Yeah, this seems pretty linear so far, and they're following in each other's footsteps. And you know, Andy is just straight up behind right now.
Well, whose fault is that, Doc?
That is him not checking
yours.
Yeah, it's my fault.
Yes, thank you. Yeah, so again, Osse's doing what I do here is just swamp. Again, 6 items, crystal. Kind of sucks. You're kind of coming here a little. But... What?
And he just did his Edward Munch's the scream pose, which was pretty good.
I don't know what that is.
That famous painting.
Oh, I do know what that is. Okay.
Yeah. He just like it was good. It was quality. So yeah, we have fire rod. Oh, we still have that bow. Fire rod, bow, red cane, and flute. So yeah, we still have despite the fact we have a lot of dungeons we can do right now, there's still a good bit we actually... Oh, we don't need the bow. I just realized we don't actually need that bow whatsoever, do we?
No, because Mimic this, so...
Yeah, and both these guys Mimic.
Any other wait, hold on. Any other fandies in chat? Apathy Duck 07 is actually one of the big ones. He's kind of a power member of his club. So yeah, he's around. So is his posse should be also around, Doc?
Yeah, but I'm towards the bottom of the Power Andy fans club. So.
Okay. But you're like high enough tier that you're like a power fandy though.
Yeah. I'm at the bottom of the Power Fandy club.
Okay, just making sure. So nothing so far in Swamp. That kind of sucks. I'm sure they're gonna find something. Swamp Palace.
Yeah, I mean, maybe. I mean, It is a big dungeon. I mean, like pod's a big dungeon too. It's a pendant. I mean, could be something hiding in there.
Yeah, that's gross.
I mean, it's very possible that I mean, it's not progressive. Plus, we already have silvers, but it's not progressive bow, so you can't like have a bow, you know, in pod at all, really.
Me personally, like not going, even though it's pendant, me not going to pod after Agate's kind of greedy, but it's like losers bracket, and you're playing like Andy or Osse, depending on who you're outside on the fences. So I kind of get it. I hate this strat that Osse's doing. It's a bomb strat. But he's doing a pretty good job of it. It's makes me look bad.
Yeah, I don't. I only know the bomb strat on the left side.
I just know the cane strats for both. So anytime I don't have cane, it's like rip. I'm functionally useless stuck. I just got to do the vanilla strats. I can do them fast, but it's still vanilla strats. It's still slower. Kind of sucks.
All right, so we'll see if Andy decides to make this follow play into swamp again. Like I said, going Thieves Town. Yep, going right. It's really weird they're making the exact same decisions because
I'm not surprised at all, honestly.
Well, it's just there's decent other options on the table, and they're just 100% making the same plays.
They also have the follow up to ice, by the way, while they're here as well, just to kind of keep you on that track.
Yeah, but again, red cane. I'm not really excited to make that play right now.
It's still in logic.
Yeah, it's in logic. I still feel like Thieves Town over that, right? Especially with the mirror now, you can do Smith sequence really efficiently.
I just think the lack of Fire Rod is really what's driving him away from West Dark World, which I think is the right play. But
sure,
again,
but
we'll see what plays they make after Swamp, because I felt like Swamp was super obvious. I think Ice is the next obvious play, but
I forgot they both already did South Dark World, so that's another thing to be considering. Yeah.
So again, it'll be interesting to see what they follow up with. So if they're going west, then they have to make that decision in their heads. Do they want to commit to that Fire Rodless Skull, which I know is like super meta in both SMZ3 and ALTTPR, which I actually hate, chat. We're not going to get into it, but I don't like it. But yeah, it's a thing that exists that they could do, and that's like the big decision they have to make when they get into the west, if they want to spend that like minute plus for maybe nothing.
Yeah, the thing, like Andy's, like you said, this has been pretty straightforward. Andy's got to think like, there's no way he knows Osse found that hook shot earlier. Like, there's zero chance Osse also missed that. You know, he's got to do something to kind of that Osse may not do. Maybe he thinks he's being aggressive here, and that's why he's coming here. But you know, he just end up being directly in Osse's footsteps.
Andy's rattled right now. Do you see this?
Yeah, I mean it can be frustrating, especially when you're playing someone like Osse. Like, you just feel like if you make a mistake, like they're gonna make you pay for it, which is the case right now.
You know, some guy 101 just got like a 0 cycle Argus, I guess, on the other side. That was okay, I guess. You know.
Yeah, nicely done.
It's all right. 0 cycle, big whoop, right? That's pretty good kill.
Yeah, always nice to get it. Nice, when you have the boots and tempered sword.
Just stoic look on his face too afterwards. He's like, yep.
Yeah, he's been there before. Looks like
Andy there we go. Osse go ice. What I say, man.
Andy had an opportunity here to maybe skip left side swamp, maybe make a play here, try to claw back some of that time, but just gonna go ahead and do it.
I unfortunately think Andy's just going to chase Osse here for the rest of the season. I feel like with a bow, maybe not required. I think the last thing Osse and or Andy, because Andy's probably going to make the same play, is that bow, because then they need to decide west versus east.
Yeah, I mean, the seat's been pretty... I'm sorry.
I was going to say, Andy's probably going to go west just because he's already done Eastern. He's like, I can't do another pendant dungeon. That sucks. Like, I've already wasted time in one, so he's going to say no. Osse could be tempted. I think he still goes crystal, but he definitely has a bigger look than Andy would at that side. So
I mean, he's done the pendant already, but the flip side of that is if he does think he's behind, he can just be like, okay, I'm gonna make a play for pod. If something's there, I win. Something's not, I lose. Like, he could just make that call as well, metagame it a little bit.
They're only like 30-some minutes into. I don't think he's at that stage yet. I think.
No, but it's
It depends on where that fire rod and red cane are, and it's like whichever item they find first, then they can maybe start making and thinking about those plays, I guess.
It's also a pod. It's definitely one of the juicier pendant dungeons to do, just because there's so many items in there, right? I mean, it does have Turtle Rock's another one, another pendant dungeon. Like, there's that's what 11 items between those two dungeons. Like, it's kind of fairly unlikely that there's nothing in either one of those, right?
Okay, Duck, I'm gonna test your rando knowledge right now, right? So if you get a red cane here in Ice Palace, where do you go next?
If I get a red cane in Ice Palace here? Correct. Well, I go through Lower Norfair and go to Mire.
Duck is now disqualified for the rest of this stream, guys, from the game.
I mean, I still want to do Thieves Town. Like, I've been wanting to do Thieves Town this entire time.
I think that's still the correct play. I think at that point that's like the safe play, but it's also, hey, crystal plus maybe another crystal, depending on where Fire Rod is. The meme dream would be pendant TR without that Fire Rod.
Yeah, I could have seen that more. Like, if you didn't have the Fire Rod and I hadn't done Death Mountain, I'd actually be I'd really want to do that play because, you know, Turtle Rock's going to generally kick you out without a Fire Rod.
Sometimes.
It can. I mean, it's like, what, 90% of the time it's going to kick you out early?
Maybe more like 70, but yeah, it could be really bad. I've had it where I've seen races where like a runner's lost because they've went deep without a Fire Rod and it just doesn't give them anything. I've had that happen before too.
I mean, you can also just make the call that even if it lets you beyond chain chomps, you just bail.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, it's not like the game is forced.
I don't think you would, just because you're making that commitment to already go up there to the mountain and then make that play. But yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, the main thing is if the fact that they've already done Death Mountain, that's really not something on my mind.
Andy almost getting that 0 cycle on Argus, just a little bit shy. He goes for the double Ice Rod strat for spin. You actually, fun fact, with the Ice Rod, you can actually get a quad. Where if you kind of aim towards the left side there, if you get a bounce off the wall, you can actually hit him 4 times with the Ice Rod without him moving up.
Yeah, that's how you do it with Master Sword.
That's pretty neat.
Remember we did that in the pilot the one time? It was like, oh, there's the Ice Rod.
Yeah, I think so, yeah.
You're like, Duck, if you missed this. Like, we went out of our way for the Ice Rod just so I can get it.
I've hit it like the last 3 times. It feels so good when you get the quad, honestly.
Yeah, it's pretty tough.
Hell yeah. All right, so Andy actually going to elect to play a little bit more conservatively here. He's going to go for that West Dark World. Has that mirror in tow now, so he's going to see K45. We're going to see him mirror into Thieves Town area, so he can kind of go ahead and get there. Ossie's still not finding anything in ice, though. It's kind of rough.
I kind of think Andy has the better call here because he's got this mirror check. He can just kind of go. He can even do Frontisco Woods. He can do North Dark World. He can do the Smith sequence. And maybe not do Purple Chest if he wants to do North, right? Like I said, all Ossie's doing is just doing Ice Palace without the red cane, which is kind of gross. It's just so much faster with Icebreaker.
It is, and Andy's eventually going to save time on it, right? But it's kind of funny that Ossie's doing the more aggressive play. They obviously don't know where they are, but Ossie's doing the more aggressive play while being ahead, and Andy's doing the more defensive play while being behind. So it's pretty funny how it's kind of turning out. I think Andy's making the recall. I think Ice is still good. But again, it's like red caneless, you do lose quite a bit of time off of it, especially depending on like how the dungeon moves you through with the item placement. So it kind of sucks. But,
yeah, I mean, I definitely understand Ossie. I feel like if I was in Ossie's shoes racing Andy, like the seed's kind of given me like items like one at a time, and it's led to a pretty natural progression of dungeons. It's just like kind of stay on the straight and narrow path, you know, until the seed forces you to go off it. Because if the seed just gives you everything, right, as long as you're playing decently, you have a pretty good chance to win. So it definitely makes sense. Like I said, nothing that either one of these players, besides not checking Lumberjack at the beginning, hasn't made sense. Like everything's been perfectly reasonable calls here from both these players.
I'm just really enjoying watching Andy's expressions here. He's like, "This seat's gross. I'm not finding anything on VOO. Like, where do I need to go next?
Oh, the
maybe
shovel.
that shovel.
He already did something.
Yeah, maybe that shovel. I don't know. That could be the answer here."
Whenever you feel like you're swimming in a seed and like you get like the shovel, it feels like a life raft has just been thrown out to you, and you're just hoping it doesn't have holes in it. Like,
low key, the shovel's the most scumbag check in the game. I just hate that thing. It's always like in a bad spot. It's rarely early. and it just always baits you, and you just check it. It's never anything. Like 5% of the time it hits, right?
That's why I feel like Sick Kid, especially because there's like 4 bottles. Like you can never tell like when it's a thing or not. Like, is this just the bottle, or is this one of like the 4 bottles I'm supposed to find, or
again, late bottles, just like immediately your head goes to, it's got to be there, right? And then you go there, and it's never there. It's never.
Yeah,
there,
like
guys.
it's weird. The seat didn't give me a bottle for like over an hour.
You make like the weird. You make like the Pog play early. You get like this early bottle before going to Kakariko. You're like, yes, man. Oh man, I'm gonna get like 18 minutes off my opponent by doing this play, and then it's just like a heart piece. And then you hate Randomizer. Again. It just happens. Osse following suit in VOO now. More than likely going to head to Thieves Town next. Both players electing to skip Skull. Incredibly proud of both of them.
I mean, I could see...
Incredibly proud of both of them.
I could see Andy, because he's come from south up, he could just naturally continue that curve. I mean, he still has Smith sequence to do, so that's a little awkward, but we still have Graveyard Ledge, some, stuff like that.
Incredibly proud of both.
Now, Osse hasn't done... Osse's going to have a much more natural check for the shovel because he hasn't done K45 yet, so he can do Smith sequence, grab the purple chest, do K45, do, mirror by Stumpy, dig, and then just dash down to hand in the chest. So if shovel is something, I feel like Osse has a more natural way of turning this in. I wouldn't be surprised if Andy does North Dark World and then maybe save and quits later just to hand in that shovel. So if shovel is something, I feel like Andy's gonna be a little delayed to it over Osse.
So you're catching the SGL 2021 A Link to the Past randomizer tournament action. Still in the bracket stages in the early portion of the 128 bracket. Losers matchup between Andy and Osse101 doesn't mean that they're both losers. One of them eventually will be, unfortunately, but let's say tie, I guess. But yeah, it just means that whoever loses is out, and whoever wins basically continues on the losers bracket. Two great players right now, both in Thieves Town, and pretty close race.
Yeah, I mean, someone's going home early. Either one of these players, if you said they would have won the tournament, you wouldn't be surprised. So someone is definitely going to be going home early, which I just said.
No truer words have ever been spoken.
Player's good. Lose player won't be in no more.
Ah, you're using your Ooga Booga. I like it. Caveman brain. You gotta use it more.
Use it or lose it.
Player good. Player go fast. Win money. There's money on the line. And he's thinking about the money. Or he's thinking about his next play. I don't know. One or the other, but maybe going Skull next?
Yeah, he's
he's looking around. He's like, I don't know where to go. Where's my dog? Flute!
Flute.
Interesting that both players did do it, yeah.
So do you go... I feel like even though you don't have the cane, you still go to the mire area. I mean, the scout's worthless to you because you have all 3 medallions, but you can still do desert, which is a crystal. You have the 2 items in mire shed, and you have checkerboard cave. So, and you get a, like I said, anytime you're clearing a dungeon, it's pretty good. Mire's a weird dungeon to leave the go mode. Sometimes it's really good for go mode if you get a really early big key, and sometimes it basically doesn't matter if you go moded or not if you get it really late. So, dungeons like that where they could be good or could be bad, I don't really worry about I'd rather save this for go mode.
Okay, so the obvious play here, spiking the flute. Let's go check out, Mire and Desert area. You got that flute, or that mirror, so you could do Desert here with the lamp. Kind of sucks. You got a nice rod, though, to be able to quick kill Lamo, but yeah.
I think, see, the thing is, with getting that shovel, I end with the flute makes the Smith sequence pretty easy to do. I feel like Andy probably should have just done the Smith sequence before coming here. I feel like that's what Osse's gonna
do. Incorrect.
I mean, they still need the cane. It's not like there could still be something there. I feel like Osse's
call was made.
I feel like Osse's. We'll see. They've been proving me wrong, but I feel like since he hasn't done K45 either, I feel like he does Smiths here and then flutes to Meyer.
So just so chat's aware, now Red Cane is basically their go mode. Both players can do the mimic clip in one capacity or the other, so they're essentially just looking for that red cane.
And even if they couldn't, Bo could be in GT.
Right,
I feel like
right. It could be in GT, it could be in TR for free, right? But again, you know, that's all they need to find at this point. So what do we know from that? They don't have to go to TR. They could dip Meyer. I guess that's the play at this point. Is like, do you want to go, you know, base free? Like in Andy's situation, right? He's gonna go Skull Eyes. I've got Fire Rod. Easy call. 2 crystals, right? Ossie's got a little bit of a tougher call at this point. Like, you know, Skull Wood. Maybe look at Meyer. Maybe. And you got what was it? Pendant Pod available as well. So it's kind of gross, but you know, it could turn out.
I think
that's a great play, but yeah.
I think for Andy, dipping Meyer here is good, like decent gamble to make, because double dipping Meyer, especially if it's a late key, double dipping Meyer is not the worst thing in the world. Like you have to, like, even if it's gonna do Meyer late, you still have to flute here anyways to finish it off, right? So really all you're wasting is like the first couple of rooms, which isn't too bad. Now, if it's an early key and Ossie just gets to go mode it, that's going to be really painful. But I think like dipping Meyer for Andy is a nice like safe-ish gamble to make that might be able to pay off his early mistake with mission hookshot. So I'd like to see that from him, but we'll see what he decides to do.
For sure. It looks like Ossie following suit. I think the obvious play here, just Desert Crystal right in your face. And then again, I think at this point, I think come down to if you just chase that free crystal, if you make it fire, or maybe
I think the only 2 calls here is into Meyer or Skullwoods. I think into Meyer makes a lot of sense. I could definitely see that as like I said, a reasonable gamble. It's certainly not. It's not a gamble that's like Pod. It feels like it's going to be an entire match because it would take so long if it's nothing. But like Meyer's a pretty safe-ish gamble, so I could see either one of them making that play. And another one just Skullwoods, and especially because neither have done North Dark World. We haven't seen Bumber Ledge, and we can still do Graveyard. We couldn't do Catfish early too, so you could just combo that whole thing up. So you could do Skullwoods and that entire north half. So especially for I think Skullwoods makes a little bit more sense for Ossie. Just after this desert here, maybe not worry about the Meyer play just yet, because you still have to do Swamp. There's Skull, excuse me, to finish the game. I mean, Andy still has the ice. You know, he's got ice on his mind, but at this point, I feel like he's gonna want to save that to Red King.
This is interesting. Andy going back in that portal, you know that means one thing.
Screw attack.
No, he's going to get out of here.
This,
I'm commentating a Link to the Past randomizer, not SMZ3, all right?
And this is what I said. Like I said, this is a fairly safe gamble to make. I really like this call by Andy. If Ossie doesn't make the same play, this could be the game for Andy. If he gets this here, he's going to be probably ahead.
It's a calculated risk. It's a calculated risk. I don't think Ossie makes the same play here, but it'll be interesting to see. I think Ossie's going to go to Skull, honestly.
Yeah, I mean,
I want to highlight Skull also leads to the Fat Fairy. I don't think we've touched on that yet, so that's another +2 on that. So pretty lucrative routing there, and then you can route that to Pendant Pod afterwards as well. Quick Fish.
This is something I've been trying to think of a little bit more in Randomizer for me, where it's like, yeah, the whole like Skullwoods North Pyramid Fairy makes a lot of sense, but like let's say if it isn't like in Meyer, it's like that means I'm not getting back to Meyer until I do all of that, and if it is in Meyer and my opponent does that, I'm pretty screwed. And like I said, Meyer is a pretty low cost investment. I mean, it sure does take time, but it might make sense to front load it for Ossie. So I could still see Ossie making that play. But you're right, the Skullwoods play feels a little bit more natural for him. He is walking out though.
I'm just gonna call out, guys, chat. I'm gonna be real with you guys for a second. I'm very proud of Apathy right now. Using thought process in Rando is a big step, and I just want to call it out that, you know what, that's a big stride for him to take, and I'm happy to hear it.
Just because I talked to Acid for 10 minutes one night, and I was like, oh, I should think. That's my problem. Also, I will say it is so much easier to do like think through all the permutations here when you're not also like pushing the buttons at the same time, and you see like both players. Like we're saying, like Osse's ahead, but like Osse doesn't know that he's playing Andy, and he's one of the top players. Like I don't think in any match you're ever gonna feel comfortable against Andy. But I mean, Osse's been on a very linear path here. He's got to feel pretty good. Like what could anyone really be doing over Osse?
I think Andy's feeling behind because he made the early pendant Eastern play. He's like, you know, I gotta make a play here, and then Osse's just like, I'm good. No, this is easy. I'm just gonna go to Skull, get my my 6 crystal.
I mean, I don't think Osse's made a mistake. Like everything he's done, he's been on a completely linear.
They've all been like really reasonable plays though. Like they're all like, I don't want to call it textbook because they're pretty much there. Like Ice is maybe the one that you can
Ice,
up a little bit,
you're right.
but,
Ice is the one.
But I like the play. I would probably go to Ice too. Again, like you call it mistake free. I just call it, it's calculated risks. And Andy's definitely making one. Again, gonna call out that he did that pendant Eastern. He knows. He's shaking his head. Knows he's behind. He's like, I gotta get bailed out here. I think I just saw a heart there though, so that might be both items because I did see a shield in Meyer. So he might be just chasing that Bicky here, and that's about it, unfortunately.
Yeah, I mean, if this doesn't pay off for him, like I said, even though this was a pretty calculated risk, he might start feeling behind enough with that other mistake that we may see like something like a pod.
Is that
a little bit more of a Hail Mary?
Did he just frame rule that? What happened? What is going on in this room?
What, where he clipped through the rail?
There was a lot of things that just happened there that I don't understand what happened, but
yeah, it's the same thing as Icebreaker, where you just clip into the rail. Although I thought you needed Kane for it, so.
I was more about the spark, but yeah.
Oh, did he frame rule the spark? Yeah.
Yeah, he did.
That's just hashtag FSG, so you know.
Yeah, basically.
Every time you frame rule a spark, FSG gets his wings.
Does he go into like LD's looking for channel and ask for another item too?
He asked for a frame rule.
He hasn't asked for a single frame roll though in the channel. I'm pretty sure he just asked for another item. Chat, this is a personal joke between Duck and I. You guys have no idea what we're talking about.
That's why I'm not leaning into it more.
You need to though.
No,
it's like now it's like everyone wants to know what are they talking about? What is going on?
We're talking about this high quality randomizer match versus 2 of the top players, even though they're in the losers bracket. That's what we're talking about.
Why do you gotta kick them in the balls?
I just compliment. I just said they're the 1 and 2 of the best, and it's a statement of fact they're in the losers bracket. Like
I just can't believe you degrade such a quality matchup by saying it's in the losers bracket.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No, don't apologize to me. Dude.
What do you want me to call it? The not winners bracket? Like,
hey, I want you to ring up Diesel right now and just be like, you know what? I'm sorry. Okay, I won't do that again. That's what I want you to do. You have 20 minutes. Osse just on a tear. He's doing exactly what I'm telling him to do.
Yeah. He didn't do North Dark World, which is a little surprised. I mean, I guess he could do Pyramid up to North Dark World, so I guess this does make more sense. Because he could also do this, right? He could do Pyramid, Catfish, go back across, do Graveyard Ledge.
Yeah. And you know what? From Andy's side of the thing, I get why he made the plays he did. I totally understand, both routes.
We were calling going into Meyer, so it makes a lot of sense. I wouldn't be surprised again about like maybe a little bit more of a riskier play here, like a pod or something. I mean, because Kane's one of those things that can just be anywhere, right? Like it could definitely be one. It can't be in Turtle Rock. That's the only thing we know is it can't be there.
I'm kind of waiting for like the red cane into a bow somewhere, like in Pendant Pod. That's what we're getting up to. And Osse just gonna take that very bomb. Just call attention to the left side of the screen because that's the new part that we're gonna see. This is probably the tipping point of the match. This is really gonna decide like what he does next. And you could go to that Crystal Mire and pick up that red cane, or you could go for the Pendant Eastern Pendant Pod play.
Yeah. So with Kane not being here, like at this point, like I feel like all of the like obvious plays for Osse are kind of now dead. It's pretty open for him. I mean, I think doing again Catfish, North Dark World makes a lot of sense.
Oh, is he going to go Quakefish? No,
yeah.
He's going south. He's going down. Nope, he's going to go to Pod.
Oh, well, this is Probably bad for Andy because this is probably Andy's.
This is terrible for Andy. This is the worst case scenario.
Yeah, because this is probably Andy's major lifeline. Now, I mean, there could be a world where Andy doesn't, you know, maybe Andy decides just not to metagame, because you can kind of over metagame yourself even when you're playing against very strong players. Andy may just decide to like do North Dark World here. Maybe that's where it is, and this hurts Osse. So, because like I was saying, this is what I said earlier on, right? Andy had already done Eastern, where Osse hasn't. So Osse's probably a little bit more drawn to this entire area than Andy's going to be, because Andy doesn't have the sausage checks. He's got 3 of Eastern that he hasn't done. He's already done. Where Osse can just do all of it at once now. So this makes a ton of sense for Osse just because there's so much over here.
And Andy's going to play conservative here and go to Ice Palace. I don't fault him for it, but, you know, he's got to know, though. He's got to know doing Pendant Eastern and doing Crystal Mire for, like, no red cane, no value. He has that big key in Mire, so he could go back in. It's a bad big key, so that's good news for him, but it's really just kind of a wash because Osse's probably going to second the last location that, right?
Yeah.
It's going to come down to cutscene versus that, and he's going to probably...
This does make me think that, like, Andy's not metagaming it, because when you're just 1 from go, like, I feel like that's the time when you do not... Like, you can't save Ice Palace for Red Cane anymore, right? That's the only thing you're looking for.
Yeah.
So I feel like he's not metagaming. So maybe he does avoid pod. If the Red Cane's not in pod, this is actually going to be really big for Andy. He's probably going to even it up, honestly. Because Osse's going to do Eastern and everything over here, right? He's not leaving until everything's done. Never mind, he's leaving.
Bow locked. It's bow locked.
Oh, bow locked. Right.
So this is really interesting here. I'm surprised he's going to chase the bow at this point. So what do they have left?
He's got like North Dark World and Quakefish.
Oh no, because that can lead to the bow.
Oh, and
so this is a big part in the race. So this is where Andy actually, this is the redemption arc. Race is not over, guys.
You mean the plot armor arc?
This is that Costco-sized Kirkland brand plot armor that Andy gets on the regular. He has to use 1 per race, so that's why he has the membership card. He gets the what's the exclusive? It's like the black card, right?
I don't know.
Remember? You don't. How do you not know?
Do I look like?
Yes, you do. Hello?
No, I don't shop anywhere. Like I just. Like,
oh my god.
Beg for food, basically.
Truer words have not been spoken before, but I'm gonna say that, you know what? This is big for Andy here to be able to catch up in this race. This turned in from like this is actually a slaughter online to you know what? We got a shot now. Because now Osse's gonna do Eastern, he's gonna go to North Dark World. And the best thing that can turn up for Osse is that Red King. The worst thing that can show up is that bow, because then he's just coming back. Right? And he's spending all that extra time that Andy's probably just gonna go to the pod at that point, I think.
Yeah, I mean, it definitely makes sense for Osse to bail when it's bow locked. I mean, it very well could just be it's just a lot, doing a lot. Like if you had more items to find, like maybe like 3 or 4 items to still do. But with just 1, like it feels odd that the likelihood is going to be bow somewhere and then you have to come back, you know.
Look at how angry Andy is right now. Furious. Yep, there it is. Come on, man.
And like, I mean, Andy really hasn't done anything. Really, all it just stemmed from. All he's really done wrong is that Eastern playing early, right? Because he missed the hook shot. That's it. And now Osse's doing Eastern, right? So like, at this point, the only thing Andy's behind by is really that Mire play. Because we were saying earlier, like Andy was behind Eastern, and that only matters if Osse's able to avoid Eastern. Well, he's not. He's doing it now, which pretty much evened it up. Book. Oh, did Osse not get that?
No, he didn't.
Oh no.
Oh. Oh no! Oh no! I've seen this story before.
This is
not like this.
This is that good.
Not like this, dude.
This is that good plot armor.
No, this is not the. No, dude.
This is that good right here.
I make no, not like this. Not like this, man.
Plot twist. It's
Andy is still not happy. He doesn't realize he has his biggest.
I'd be so mad if I find. By the way, have you even seen
he doesn't know it yet, guys. But this is his big ticket here. This is actually his big ticket. Osse going back to Skull to check that second item. This is insane. What is happening right now?
Yeah, I mean that's the thing. Like the seed was like this. This happens for so many seeds where it's just like. I mean it. Like I said, Osse was just on the straight and narrow this entire time.
Is this the Toronto Maple Leafs playoffs right now? Like, am I watching them up 3-1 and then they just drop it 4-3? Is this what's happening?
You're gonna have to narrow it down to which instance you're talking about.
Anyone that watches hockey knows. All right.
Well, no, they're up.
I'm a Leafs fan. I'm also a Sharks fan, by the way.
I'm saying there's that time they were up 3-1 in the game and then lost it.
But
and there's a time they were up 3-1 in the series and then lost it. It's two different things.
I'm just saying. Wasn't it? I'm just saying. You know what? We've seen this story before, and maybe Aussie's overthinking seed. I don't know, but I think like you know what? I'll wait and see what's on this north route here. But this seed is super interesting at this point.
Yeah,
super interesting.
You know, we said it. Like I was saying, it's just like
if it's booked, that's so bad though.
If it's booked, Aussie's done. Aussie is like there's zero chance that Aussie ever comes back for that.
Maybe like he's gonna go to Meyer next, right? Or does he go back? Because he went back to Skull, so like all bets are off, right?
Or it could just be here. I mean, like,
guys, I teamed with this guy for like 9 matches. I don't know what's going on right now. I get the north route play, but like going back to Skull is like, oh my god. Maybe because like you know what, he did play pretty much a perfect line, and as a good high quality runner, guys, you will know, like you'll know when a seat's clicking. Like I'm finding everything at once, right? So you know when to make those kind of defensive plays. So I get it, but like, man, it's just interesting to see.
Yeah, it's
Andy's like, I don't want to be here anymore. Please, please let me be free.
Like I was saying, like I feel like Andy is overreacting a little bit because again, like the only bad play he made early was Eastern, right? I mean, it feels bad not finding that hook shot, but the only effect was he did Eastern. Aussie ended up doing that anyways. So really, the only thing he's done now is Meyer. Like and I said that was a pretty reasonable gamble. Like, so I mean, but it does. These seeds do feel bad, where like you said, everything's just clicking, and then all of a sudden it comes to a screeching halt. You know, because you have to find the one last item, and just always
he's not finding anything though. He's got Quakefish left, and then where does he go?
Every time Aussie doesn't find anything, it makes the book more and more likely to answer. Now, if it's book for Bo, that's the
my god, he's not gonna go to pod though. He's not, because why would he? I don't know. We'll see.
I feel like he puts off because he doesn't have Eastern.
Does he make the gamble? Like
at this point, I feel like I hard chase book. I would just go ahead and do Ether tablet here too, and everything.
If this is...
Oh no!
Oh no!
This is that good.
Okay. Oh my god. Andy is so... He's like... I can't say it. I can't say the word on this stream. But he doesn't know. Like...
This is that handcrafted, artisanal...
There's no way, dude. Aussie's like, he doesn't know what to do!
Aussie's done. Like, I hate that... I mean... I know
he's going for Smith Purple Chest right now, right?
When do you go back to ice? Like, when do you go back to ice? You just don't.
He's gonna pass up on pot. He's gonna go back, but it's almost too late now. He's already done ice, and he's already caught up. He's going back to Meyer. He's got the Red King in hand.
Yeah, Andy is just straight up
7
ahead
crystals.
now.
He's done, dude.
Yeah,
he's done.
Straight up ahead. He already has half a Meyer done. Like, even if Aussie found Red King now, Andy is ahead. And there's not even the bow, because they know Mimic Clip. It's not even like a bow hunt can save Aussie. Like, this is it.
I can't believe.
Oh, I can.
I can't believe this.
I mean, I can't, and I can at the same time. Like, this is fairy hover reviving to find 3 swords in Paradox plot armor. Like,
I know what Andy's. You know what, guys? I can soul read Andy's interview afterwards too. Man, guys, I thought I was gonna lose that. 100%. You can see it on his face, the whole seed. 100%.
Let's just disconnect right before the interview and let him just hang here.
See, he's laughing at my joke. Even though it's
you didn't make a joke. You laughed at mine. That's not how
I didn't laugh at yours. I will never laugh at your jokes. What?
You didn't make a joke.
I have a very... guys, I have a strict code of conduct. There's 0 laughter at Duck's jokes. I will get...
And he's not even doing
a written warning if I ever laughed at one of Duck's jokes, alright? Written warning. This is crazy, man. I can't believe Ice Palace is gonna do another runner dirty like that. I can't believe it.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing, is like it wasn't technically in ice, but I mean, it was hard lock behind Ice Palace.
I think with what Aussie has ahead of him, that was a good skip. I think he had like
Oh yeah, no,
maybe
no.
20 plus locations ahead, and he still has Meyer. And then for Andy, like he's doing it so late. Andy actually DM'd me, guys, last week or this week, and he goes, "You know what, dude? I was gonna leave ice after my second item, and then I remember like how you got like screwed over. I'm gonna use screwed, so I just went back and did it, and Flute was there, and that was my Gomo, and I just won."
Yeah, I mean,
So I wonder if he's just like team never skip ice now because he's seen how many times I've just been ravaged by it, and he's like, you know what, I'm gonna learn from his mistakes, guys.
I mean,
And yeah, this game's toast now. It's unfortunate.
I've said it before. Like, skipping something is a fixed time save. Like, if you skip something, it's like only like 30 seconds or only a minute, like however long it takes to go out of the way. It's always a fixed time save. Skipping something and it turns out the thing you need is there is like a huge, it could be 20, 30 minutes of time loss, right? So it's like, that's what I'm always, like I always say, like if you're actually like, if you need to like make a big upset against someone, the best thing you can do is clear everything and hope they skip something. Although granted, good players know that and then they'll just turn into full clear mode, but you know, yeah, like the way you upset people isn't by skipping stuff. You find something that they skipped. That's how you upset.
What do you think the bow actually was at this point?
It's
Let's
probably
play that game.
It's probably in GT.
It could be, yeah. Well, it's not in Pod. We know that. We know Red Cane is available. It's not in Meyer.
It's either GT or TR.
It's either GT or TR, right? So, yeah.
Now the bow will still be a pretty. I mean, the mimic skips do take a little bit of time. Plus, they already have silver, so they'd have silvers for Ganon. So, it's a good thing. We know they can't. The only place it can't be is either behind Ice Armos or top of the tower because you need the bow to get there.
So this would be a cool story though. Like imagine Andy sucked and he didn't know how to mimic clip, right? And like imagine he has to do TR. Like that would be kind of a cool story. Osse goes to ice, gets that book, goes to Bombos gets his Red Cane, and then it's like, I don't know, maybe a minute difference at that point. Close.
I like how you're just making up imaginary matches at this point that might be more interesting than the one that's happening at the moment.
I'm just theory crafting, all right? I just think it would be an interesting scenario to see.
I stopped listening when you said imagine Andy.
With no bow, Ganon will, I'm gonna spoil it for everyone because that's what I do. Ganon will actually yell at her runners for not appearing with the bow at Ganon. He actually just berates you. Says you're ridiculous. What are you doing over here? How'd you get up here? You're supposed to have the bow. Where's your bow? And our runners are gonna just not care and just be spins. They got silvers, right? That's the funny part. I think they both have silvers actually. And
yeah, they do. They were in
lol.
Oh, it was a Gina. That's where it was.
Imagine getting silvers at Andy's position. Imagine if that's a progressive bow in Andy's position. Think about that for a second.
Yeah, that completely
that changes the game, I think.
Yeah,
because then he's Eastern full clear, right? And then
he's
like
Eastern full clear, and then
maybe odd. I don't know.
Well, maybe not. Was there 3 items in Eastern up front? Like, I don't think you do.
2. There's at least 2, obviously. But yeah.
Like you wouldn't do it just for the pendant, but then Osse also does all a pod. Maybe he might not do Helma, but he certainly does.
Look at this guy just getting the big key.
Yeah, like
he's like, I can't believe I was right again.
I mean, like how? I don't even know. I mean, he kind of like laughed in relief when he found that. But like, if you're Andy, do you really feel all that ahead? Because like, yeah, Osse could have just. I mean, Osse just doesn't make that skip, and he wins by a mile. What?
I need you to use your speedrunner brain and explain what the mimic clip is and how it works.
Oh, so the mimic clip, right? So basically, you can force these mimics like into the wall, 1 pixel at a time. And he did. There's a nice little quick setup you can do there on the block. He's going to do it again in this room. But basically, you're clipping them out of bounds, which is going to force them like out of collision. And then the way this game works is for all the kill rooms, as long as there's not an enemy in the screen, then it counts as everything as being dead, and it'll open the doors. So he's not doing. So he's using a menu here to buffer it in, and he's going to just zip these guys up to the top and out.
Chat, can you believe there's actually people that don't like Mimic Clip? By extension, they don't like randomizer races like this, and they don't like Andy.
Yeah, it's a really weird place for Andy to set up.
That's actually unfair to say, but it's actually funny, so I just said it.
Because he was usually you want to like set up in between the blocks so you don't get constantly booty blasted by the bemis there. But
I was a little monk ass with When
Yeah,
the
it's a weird
music
place to
kinda
set
came
up.
back, I was like, does that happen?
We
I'm
might
pretty
see
sure
the
there's Screed, right? But
we
yeah.
might see the infamous Josh fairies here.
Yeah, he's laughing about it. He knows it's coming up.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh my god.
Shoutouts to Josh RTA of Randomizer fame. We will see his name again in the credits because he loves Randomizer so much.
I can't believe I joined this guy's team. I'm disgusted right now.
Yeah, thanks. It's abandoning us.
Okay, Mr. Yeah, we're not going to do another season. Like, look at the maniacal 42 treatment I'm getting over here. Hey, so are we doing SMZ3 2v2 again? Hello? You're doing the exact same thing.
Oh, is there another item in Hera, I guess? Yeah.
Oh, no.
I mean, this is what's, like I said, like, ice is, like, that is such a deep item to get. Like, if you skip that, that's your last location.
I feel so bad, though. Like,
and you know it. I mean, but you're playing Andy, right? You feel like you got to make those plays. I mean, like you said, it was such a reasonable play to make, right?
He played so strong. Like, he had the line.
I
mean, had to know he had it. Like, in that position, do you risk? I don't know, man. Like, maybe he thought Andy was like right up there.
Now the question is,
and I, you know, in his position, if you know what you always think as like again as a high level runner, I'm not gonna say this because I guess I'm not a high level runner anymore, but you're always thinking, you know what, the guy's right on my ass, or we're like super close, so it's like I gotta make a play to get myself ahead. I think that's what happened, right?
Like, the best way I can describe it playing against like one of these guys, like it feels like you're racing Jaws. Like they're always just like right below the surface and right behind you, and you just assume they've done everything perfectly, right? And like I've commentated enough of these matches to know that's not true. But when you're in the moment, like you just always feel like, oh, they're right here with me, or they're probably ahead. Like if you just make one little mistake, you're like, oh, I'm dead.
Oh no. What a Bo's here.
Oh god. I mean, it doesn't matter. Like,
well, it doesn't, but it's just it's just the worst. It's just the slap in the face, right? Again,
yeah,
I really in hindsight the
or it could be left side.
Okay, good. Again, in hindsight, the pop read was really good there, really strong to seize it. Bolog. No, I'm not gonna entertain it.
For one item,
I'd be tempted, but yeah, no, I think in hindsight,
for one item. I think he's correct. If he had like 3 or 4 items, then I think he should have broken it. But for just one,
here's the ice play. He knows. He knows at this point this is it. So
I think. Well, the only it's I've either lost or Andy did the exact same thing, which is possible because again, this is a very reasonable play to make. And like I said, with
everyone knows about Andy's plot armor. He's not gonna think that, Duck. Don't spin that lie. All right.
Like I said, with Andy being behind, it actually makes more sense for him to full clear ice and hope Osse skipped it. Because again, he was behind. He was behind by more than 30 seconds, which is how long it takes to attack.
Duck, using your speedrunner knowledge, explain what plot armor is, by the way.
It's something that only Andy is allowed to buy and use.
No, not true. There's a couple of other armors, but explain a little bit better.
All plot armor is like, it's just a literary device that means that your main character can't be killed because they have plot armor, because they need to exist so the story can happen.
Very nice. Thank you.
You're now 1 for 2 on literary references in this.
Is Andy Shakespeare or is he Romeo? More important question, which one's Juliet?
Well, I mean, that's a bad example because Romeo died, so he didn't have plot armor. So yes, I guess.
Which one's Macbeth, Doc? Which one's Macbeth?
I dislike you deeply. Known plot armor haver Romeo. Also Bambi's mom, apparently.
Can we talk about Bambi on the stream? Is that licensed?
I mean, we're talking about Nintendo. I think we'll be fine. All right, Andy going into his Ganon fight here. I've had enough of Solski talk when I just start talking about the race again. But missed the 1-on-1. Pretty
Look at the head shake. He's laughing. He's like,
he's gonna get
God.
Look at him. He knows exactly how far those bats will go. All right, Andy, gonna have to use this silver strats, even though we have silver arrows, because we don't actually have the bow.
Andy's like, how come Ossie's not done yet. How did I even get this? Ossie sees the book, and this is the first range of emotion I've seen in Ossie's face probably for most of the race. He just lets out the side like, well, expletive.
The funny thing is,
man, I feel it. You know what? I don't hate the play, man. I don't hate it.
No, it's really good. I mean, the other thing is, like, you know, Andy made those couple of mistakes. He's still going to finish with a sub 120 here, which is a really good time for any seed. I mean, having the boots from the start definitely helps to have really good times, but yeah, I mean, he didn't, like, he made the Eastern play, was, like, really the only pendant he ever touched, didn't ever go over to pod. Like I said, the Eastern ended up kind of helping him because, like, he just wasn't drawn to the pod play at any point.
I just think, regardless, this was a really amazing watch. Two amazing players, Andy raising his sword, and he's gonna be done in about 5 seconds. He also said I'm Juliet, by the way, but he's gonna finish with an official racetime.gg time of 1:18:02. What's the Triforce text say? Did you like that boots placement?
Yes, I did. That's the only good. It's the only good boots placement.
Andy did not. He shook his head. No, I do not.
They were. I mean, what, they were impaired. Oh, well, we don't know because that was Gold Sword. But we are now.
Who is this?
Juliet himself.
No, I'm Juliet. Remember? I said I'm Juliet.
Yeah, Solski's Juliet.
Oh God, Andy.
We made about 9 plot armor references during this race, by the way, just so you're aware.
Yeah, I heard like 3 of them when I opened the stream.
How does it feel to take, you know, my mistakes in hand again and be able to just get that third item in ice?
Yeah, right. When I finished, Ossie was like, "Well, the Solski," and I didn't know what he meant. That happens so often that it could be a number of things. I found the bow, by the way. It was the last chest on Turtle Rock Laser Bridge. So cool seed. Other than that, this I'm surprised I won, I guess, a little bit. The early Eastern play made me feel pretty far behind. So I played way more aggressive than I would have mid-game otherwise.
Well, your read is pretty accurate there because Ossie joining us now was quite ahead for a good majority of the seed just because, you know, you made the Eastern play and he didn't. And you guys kind of just like followed each other's footsteps for most of the early-ish mid-game. And then it came down to, you know, early ice for Ossie. And I actually didn't notice he didn't have all 3 items on his original pass. And we saw you get that book and we're like, Duck's like, did Ossie get that? I'm like,
Was on the tracker. I was like, oh no.
No. So,
oh no.
Oh no.
Yeah, the Solski chest. I see your race time comment there.
That's the one.
But yeah, I mean, you guys were, besides, I mean, I guess just not checking Lumberjack was a brain fart. All that really cost you was checking Eastern, and like we said earlier, like that only mattered if Ossie never did it, which he ended up doing. So really, the only other thing you did that Ossie didn't was Meyer, and then of course the Ice Palace thing. So, but like you guys were right, like you guys pretty much on the same exact path through the entire thing, and Ossie was just ahead basically by the Eastern play until the seed just kind of ran into a brick wall at the end there. So. Definitely.
Yeah, it was really weird to figure out what to do because like you get the glove from Hype Cave after Aga and you're like, okay, well, I didn't know what was on Lumberjack yet, and I just like shook my head at the stupid hook shot that was up there. But you take your glove and you like go up Death Mountain because it's something you're probably gonna have to do at some point anyways. And I was planning on just doing Spike Cave into like doing whatever else in the Dark World. But hookshot being there leading straight to mitts, like all that stuff was kind of like no brain, good decision play. And so I was, you know, trying to figure out what I had to do to counter my incorrect Eastern decision.
Yeah, one of the, I guess the first divergence besides the Eastern thing was after Swamp, Ossie decided to go to Ice, and you decided to, I think you went over to Thieves Town at that point, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I guess, I mean, obviously then that ended up being the seed because Ossie made the skip, which, I mean, completely reasonable at the time, especially we were saying you two guys are some of the best. So you got to feel like you got to be a little aggressive. But I guess just Osse, why did you make the ice play, and Andy, why did you go to Thieves Town? Because that was the first like turning point in the seed, really.
Yeah, it's probably not a good idea to make the skip of Iced Tea, but Ice just feels so slow without the cane, and it was coming off
awful.
of a full clear swamp. It was also for nothing. So that was it. It felt like I was spending way too long on those 2 crystals for nothing. But I was also chasing flippers, logically, because I don't think they did anything for me at that point. So I should have full cleared it. I got impatient.
Yeah, I mean, makes sense.
Yeah, I actually meant to go back into my. I wanted to do K45 because that was kind of like the only awkward check in South Dark World left, and then I like, for whatever reason, just thought I was going to go back in my portal, but since I didn't actually get K45 item, I walked past it and jumped down. I was like, wait, I don't want to be in the light world here, and it felt really stupid to like dash through Kakariko just to go back to the dark world. But with how the seed was looking, like it wasn't looking good for me, and I was like, I just need to make the high percentage play and like hope it's wrong, I guess, or something, because I didn't want to like get farther behind because of the Eastern play. So at that point, I didn't think it was a good idea for me to try to make a low percentage play yet.
Yeah, the interesting thing. I'm sorry.
And then, yeah, the Meyer play was I had so much left that I was like, this is a super high reward, low risk play for me at the moment. And then it had like a blue rupee and a heart piece or something.
And then
Yeah.
I was also just pushing crystals, and like after Thieves Town, I wanted to do the like Smith chain and maybe front of skull. So doing ice first wouldn't lead into overworld.
Yeah, the interesting thing with the cameras, we can kind of get a read on how you guys are feeling. Andy, it was pretty obvious you were not happy, and we had a big old chuckle during the when you found that red cane, and it seemed like you felt a lot better. Did you like think you were ahead? Because that seemed like a pretty logical thing for Osse to have done. You know, just like I mean, it was either he skipped it or he didn't, right? So how were you feeling after the red cane? Did you feel like you were ahead, or you just felt like you had a decent chance at least?
When I got the cane, I felt pretty good. Like, you know, it's obviously impossible to know, but with where the book was, like, if you don't make the early ice play, maybe you do Smith chain already, and so that's a really like out of the way check to do once you get like the book and iced tea, you know. So that was my reasoning for doing it early. I guess I was gonna do that into Pyramid Fairy. Since I hadn't touched Smith chain yet, I was gonna flute with the purple chest instead.
Were you gonna chase
it? Made.
Sorry.
No, go for it.
I was just saying, were you gonna chase Ether Tablet too if it wasn't there? That was the one.
I was probably gonna do it after Catfish.
Right. Okay.
And then like figure out what dumb order I wanted to do North Dark World stuff in. But yeah, Samaria showing up there, I've at least felt a little better about the Eastern play at the very least.
Yeah, and Osse ended up doing it after the ice skip. Like, yeah, it's completely it's the seed was completely down to just Osse making that one skip. And like I said, like you can't blame Osse for being aggressive. Like you guys are both respect each other, both really good players. Sad that one of you had to lose and be out of the tournament really early. So definitely lost a really great player today. But Osse still got a bunch of other tournaments you're in for SGLIVE. So good luck in those.
He's gonna dumpster me in SMZ3 later this month, or at the beginning of November. So
yeah, I've sent him into rage mode, I think.
Yep. Nice happened now. Yeah. This was a fun seed though. It's going well until it didn't.
Yeah, those always feel so bad when it just like everything was clicking for you, and even for Andy, except for the early Eastern thing, everything was just clicking, and then all of a sudden, just a brick wall. And I guess Andy, you ran into the brick wall a little bit less because you did get that cane relatively quick. I mean, 118 is still a really fast time overall. So But those scenes always feel the worst when it's just like one item and it's just brick wall.
Yep. I think I have like some pretty bad recency bias with skipping Eastern and getting burned. So that was probably like the big motivator, honestly. Gotta love that recency bias.
Yeah, and not for nothing, going back and forth between SMZ3 and this, like the weights of things are different. Just because this game is so much shorter and faster, like things that are fine over there could really hurt you here. So it's tough to switch mentally between the two.
Definitely feel more incentivized to skip things in this game.
I liked my early Agina play because I grabbed the damn drain heart container for silvers, and I was like, "Oh, that's cool. Maybe like this will save me some time whenever I find that bow."
Oh, that's right.
And then that never happened.
Yeah, we were talking about that earlier. I was like, "Oh, he got silver, so it basically paid for itself by coming over here."
Yo, I was like, at least it's not nothing. Like maybe I'll have to go do like Vidi early, and it'll just be a nice time save or something, and then the game just threw Tempered Sword at you instantly.
I mean, just on Ganon, it's 40 seconds, right?
Yeah.
So, like, I was like, oh yeah, he got his 40 seconds back. Look at that. It's a free check, basically. And then, nope, no bow. Sorry. At least you didn't have to fight Ice Armos with the sword.
I actually, Osse and I were trying to, neither of us found it. And so, Osse said he cleared pretty much everything, up the cane, and so I went back into GT after the stream cut and did left side, and it was nothing. I was like, well, that's fun. Just backdoored Turtle Rock to get the bow in the bottom chest and Laser Bridge.
Always in the bottom.
Always in the bottom.
But yeah, this was a really fun one to watch. Thanks to both of you guys. Again, sorry to see Osse leave so soon. Do either of you have any final comments? I guess I'll let Osse go first.
I guess one way to look at this is going back to the first SG Live, we tied for third. Now have a winner.
I don't know if that's looking on
Why
the
are you guys laughing?
I don't know if that's looking on the bright side. That's just looking. That's like the
That's
most
so
Osse-
rude, man. That's so rude.
Very
He's
Osse
like,
thing to say.
But anyway, good luck going forward. Good luck against Nimban.
Thank you, and I'll see you in SMZ3 brackets, I'm sure.
hell yeah. The superior tournament, by the way. So any final thoughts, guys, or is that...
That was literally the final thoughts we just went through. Like that was.
I stepped away from it.
Learn your minor glitches, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah. All right. I think that's going to do it for us. Thank you very much for watching. There is another race. It might be finished already, but the Emo Sorrow versus P-Train is also going on right now.
Boo.
Check that out. Yes, boo. That's going to do it for us. Solski, do you have any final thoughts before we sign off?
All right, my final thoughts. Nobody wins in the glitch world. I already messed it up. Nobody wins in the glitch wars in A Link to the Past Randomizer. Some people hate hovering and mimic clips and want nothing to do with it in the game. Now, some people absolutely love it. We found today is both runners could have done it, and it wouldn't have mattered, even with the bow in Laser Bridge TR pendant, wouldn't have factored in the race. With both runners knowing it, it didn't matter.
Are you reading a copy pasta right now? What's happening? Could somebody make that?
Have a good night, everyone.
For me, please. All right. Thanks very much for watching us. Have a good night.